You've booked your flights, packed your bags, and then the airline tells you you need a fit to fly certificate. But do you actually need one? And what happens if you don't have one? I'm Dr. Maria Knobel, GMC registered GP and Medical Director at Knobel Medical. Today I'm going to tell you what a fit to fly letter is, how to get one, when airlines actually require one, and what happens if you turn up without one. And most importantly, how to get one quickly. And this must be signed by a GMC registered doctor who has reviewed your medical background and current medical condition. So what is a fit to fly letter? Although it's commonly called that, what it actually is a medical document confirming that you have no medical contraindications to air travel. Now, what this means is that you don't currently suffer from any health problems or medical background that would make air travel dangerous for you. Most airlines prefer these to be issued within 7 days of your flight, which leaves a very tight window for you to be able to get a fit to fly letter from a doctor. Something that can be quite difficult to achieve with your NHS GP. So in a minute, I'll tell you what other options there are. When do you actually need a fit to fly letter? You do not need one for routine air travel. For example, a healthy person flying to Spain on holiday doesn't need one. Airlines might typically require a fit to fly letter from you. For example, if you've had recent surgery, if you're wearing a plaster cast, if you're pregnant, if you have a long-term health condition, such as a cardiovascular condition, stroke, anything of that variety, or if you've been recently hospitalized. And finally, if you might need specific medical equipment on board, such as if you need an oxygen cylinder for COPD. Also, it's important to know that some travel insurances may require you to have a fit to fly letter if you're traveling with pre-existing conditions. All airlines differ slightly in their rules, whether it's BA, EasyJet, or Ryanair. Please check your airline's fit to fly rules before you travel. Now, what happens if your airline requires a fit to fly and you don't have one? Well, the airlines can refuse to let you board and travel, full stop. This can happen right at the gate once you've already checked in and gone through security, and it can be incredibly frustrating because refunds usually are not issued, as these are considered missed flights due to missing medical documentation. Now, don't get caught out because the same rules apply for the return leg. So for instance, if it's surgery while abroad, maybe you've injured yourself, or you have the same pre-existing medical condition that you already traveled out with, but your airline might require it to be reissued at a more recent date closer to your return travel. So you have a very narrow window. So what does a certificate cover? Fit to fly assessment typically covers a medical review of your current condition, any recent surgery that you might have had, and your recovery status, risk of blood clots during a flight, or supplementary oxygen if you require it. The doctor then writes a letter confirming that you have no contraindications to travel or that you're required to bring special medical equipment on board with you. So now here's the important part. How do you get a fit to fly letter? Well, again, there's two routes. You can go via NHS GP, in which case, again, you have to request an appointment with your GP and present them with your fit to fly request. However, many GPs will not issue fit to fly letters within the NHS because this is not an NHS provision. So even if you see your NHS GP, most of them will levy an extra private charge for this service as it's not part of the NHS service. Alternatively, you can go the private route with companies such as Medical Search. You go online to the website, you fill out a questionnaire that asks you about your medical conditions, your medical background, your current status, your travel requirements, and any airline-specific requirements. Then this is all reviewed by a GMC registered doctor, often within the few hours after you've submitted your request or the same day. And if clinically appropriate, a fit to fly certificate is issued directly to your email inbox. The turnaround time for these private fit to fly letters is usually same day, but often by the next morning. And if you attach your airline specific form or inform us which airline you're traveling with, then the medical cert doctors will make sure that the airline specific form is completed for you as well. We deal with airline specific forms regularly, BA, Emirates, EasyJet, Jet2 holidays, we're very familiar with all these forms, so we can make sure they're filled out appropriately for you. Let's talk about traveling in pregnancy. Most airlines will require you to travel with a fit to fly letter if you're pregnant from 32 weeks onwards with a single pregnancy, and from 28 weeks onwards with a multiple or twin pregnancy. Many airlines will not allow you to fly after 36 weeks, regardless of whether you have a fit to fly letter. So a pregnancy fit to fly letter needs to confirm whether it's a single or multiple pregnancy, how many weeks gestation you'll be traveling at, whether you have any pregnancy complications, what your due date is, and then confirm that your pregnancy is progressing uncomplicated. Again, timing matters. Most airlines will want to make sure that your pregnancy fit to fly letter is issued no more than 7 days before your travel date. So make sure you don't get caught out with that detail. And many travel insurances, again, will have specific requirements on you traveling with a fit to fly letter, even if the airlines don't require it. So remember to check your airline and your travel insurance separately. So if you need a fit to fly letter, the link is in the description. We can usually get one to you same day. If you've ever been turned away at the gate because you didn't have a fit to fly letter, I want to hear about it, please. Let me know in the comments. I'm Dr. Maria Knobel. Subscribe to our channel if you want more information on UK medical certificates.